Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by Bell Tire. Over the next 2 weeks, the Tigers will play teams exclusively within the division. The Tigers check in tonight, a 3-game lead over Cleveland in the Central, KC 4 back, and the Chicago White Sox 4.5 out. And yes, Miguel Cabrera is in the lineup tonight. It is a nice night for baseball here in Chicago. Game 1 between the Tigers and the White Sox. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba, Ron Allen. We are glad to have you with us here for Game 1 of the short 4-game road trip for the Tigers. 14 straight now against the Central Division, Rod. And as they say, you've got to beat teams within your division to obviously have a chance to win said division.
No doubt about that. Tigers will get a chance to see all of the other teams within the division the next couple of weeks. And Brad Ausmus, his message to his team is simply do what you've been doing. Go about your business the way that you do every single day. You have a really good team. You can't look past the White Sox today. You got to look toward this future as far as playing against the Central.
All right, now how about Rick Porcello? He will get the call in this ball game tonight. Rick has been really good this season, seemingly has taken that next step, but in his last 3 here at the Cell, he's been really good.
You know, one of the things that has really helped Rick Porcello is the fact that he throws a lot of first pitch strikes. He's done that with regularity this season. He also doesn't walk anybody. Usually 2 walks is the limit in any contest for Rick Porcello. He'll need to keep the ball at the bottom of the strike zone against this dangerous White Sox team. They've got a lot of power in their lineup. They has to pay attention to the power guys, limit the base runners. If he does give up a home run, it will not be the end of the world, but he pitches very, very well, and he's seemingly taking that next step in the big leagues.
All right, now one of the big obstacles in the lineup for Chicago these days is Jose Abreu in his first season here with the White Sox. Now, Abreu has had a definite impact on this offense this year in Chicago.
As he goes, so do the Chicago White Sox. Case in point, this last weekend, when they were playing the Angels out west in California, he was 1 for 12, 4 strikeouts yesterday. They were swept by the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. But when he is right, their entire team is playing well. You see their numbers last year at this same time. The numbers in 2014, they are up. That's because they have this big body right in the middle of their batting order. 17 home runs, 47 already driven in this year. Rick Porcello will simply have to crowd him inside with good hard fastballs and then expand the strike zone with some good breaking balls out of the zone. And if he does that tonight against Abreu and slows him down, he will have a legitimate opportunity of beating the Chicago White Sox team once again.
All right, should be fun. The Tigers and the White Sox getting set to do battle here tonight in Chicago. After a short break, back to the Call Sam studios we go. We'll check in with John Keating. Coming up tonight, it's the first of 4 of the Tigers-White Sox Game 1 coming up on Fox Sports Detroit. Tigers and the White Sox do battle here in Game 1 in this series. The Tigers starting lineup presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers tonight. And for Detroit, it'll be Kinsler, Kelly, and Cabrera in your top 3 spots. Miggy is the DH tonight. Then Victor at first base. J.D. Martinez, Nick Castellanos, Jackson Avila, and Eugenio Suarez batting 9th and playing shortstop. And they are facing Hector Noesi, who is making his 8th start of the season for Chicago.
And Noesi has a nice loose arm. His fastball will go anywhere from 90 to 94 miles an hour. He's got a 12-6 breaking ball and a well above average changeup. You see his overall numbers this year, 1-4 with a 5.29 ERA. The opponents hitting .283 against Noesi. Let's take a look at the starting defensive alignment brought to you by Tim Hortons. They have Diaza, Eaton, and Viciedo on the outfield. Ramirez and Beckham are up the middle. Gillespie, Abreu on the corners. Tyler Flowers is their catcher. They've committed 52 errors this season, second most in the major leagues. They also committed a lot of miscues last year.
All right, we are ready to play baseball here tonight. It's a little bit of a cooler evening here in Chicago. Lights are on, and here's the first pitch of tonight's ball game. Ian Kinsler looks at a strike. It'll be Kinsler, Kelly, and Cabrera facing the right-hander Hector Noesi. .293 batting average for Kinsler. Noesi brings it home down the middle, and it's hit in the air to center. Eaton started back. Now he'll come in to make the play, and 1 out here in the first inning. How about the field conditions tonight, presented by Ace Hardware and the Scotts Company? We told you it's kind of chilly. It's only 61 degrees out here.
Ball doesn't carry as well here when it's chilly like it is this evening. Carries well in the daylight, and also when it warms up in the summer, they really fly out of here. So there's a few guys that can hit them out no matter what, but by and large, it might be a slow night as far as the homers are concerned.
Well, apparently the Zubas are still alive.
They didn't burn those?
No, they didn't. It's got a group of fans behind home plate who are sporting them, along with the turn down for what shirts. So they're supporting their Tigers tonight here in Chicago. Don Kelly batting in the 2 spot. He is playing for Torrey Hunter tonight, getting the start in right field.
Noesi better numbers against left-handers this year. Left-handers hitting only .230 against him because he has that really good changeup. Doesn't throw many changeups to right-handers. Right-handers hitting nearly .300 against Hector.
That is in for a strike, and it's now 1-2 on Kelly. Noesi is 27 years of age. There's Torrey all bundled up, getting the night off this evening.
A nice day off for the veteran right fielder after a late arrival last evening into Chicago.
Checked it, and I don't believe he went. And the count now is 2-2 on Kelly. Yeah, the Tigers, after their loss last night late, because of the late start time for national television, got to Chicago about 1:45. By the time they got their bags, got to their rooms, it was close to 3. Here's the 2-2. Little pop-up behind home plate. Flowers will make the play, and there are 2 gone. A couple of quick outs now for Hector Noesi. And Miguel Cabrera is in the lineup tonight.
He will not be playing and running at full speed. Now, he hurt his hamstring last night, left hamstring, after a single, and then they simply took him out of the game. But it was bothering him before that particular at-bat. But Brett Ausmus going to err on the side of caution with Miguel tonight. He is simply the designated hitter.
Batting with 2 outs, nobody on, and he looks at a ball low.
Wouldn't be shocked if Miguel has a big night tonight because it's the left hamstring. That means when you land with that front foot, you're not going to land as aggressively as you normally would. Therefore, you put yourself in a really good balance to do some damage. Miggy always does damage and has good balance, but tonight his balance may be a little bit better because of that left hamstring.
Well, the Tigers DH tonight, as Brad was saying, it's not really a strain. It's more of a cramp in his hamstring that took him out of the game last night. He'll foul that one back out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike.
You have to be careful with those cramps because a lot of times they turn into hamstring pulls.
Yeah. And so, therefore, the Tigers taking it very cautiously with Cabrera. Miguel had a big series against Boston, 6 for 10. And he is 2 out of 5 against Noesi in his career with a home run. There's a high fly ball, shallow right field, playable for Viciedo, and it's going to be an easy 10-pitch, 1-2-3 inning for Hector Noesi. first tonight here in Chicago. And the White Sox starting lineup presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. It'll be Eaton, Beckham, and Gillespie, their top three hitters. Jose Abreu will anchor the middle of the lineup with Dunn and Ramirez. Dayan Viciedo has had good numbers against the Tigers, 478 this season. De Aza and Flowers will round it out for Chicago. And they are facing Rick Porcello, presented tonight by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
And Rick Porcello checks in with 8 victories this year against 3 losses, an outstanding earned run average of .369. Lots of strikeouts, not a whole lot of walks. He'll need to be on top of his game tonight with that good sinker ball, good curve ball, elevate some fastballs, and try to keep the ball in the ballpark here tonight against a home run happy club.
So Porcello, who's had himself a really nice season, set to go to work. Victor Martinez is anchoring first base tonight with Miguel DHing. Pulled the first baseman's glove out of his bag today, and there he is. Adam Eaton is leading it off. The leadoff man for Chicago, and he looks at a strike from Porcello.
And both Victor and Castellanos at their respective positions pinching Eaton on the corners. He doesn't bunt as much as they'd like for him to bunt, but on occasion he will drop down a bunt for a base hit.
Now Rick ready with the 0-1. 1 ball and 1 strike on Eaton. .251 batting average so far. He's hit safely in his last 4 consecutive games. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And it's a strike on the outer edge, 1-2.
That is the pitch that has really helped Porcello get his numbers down against left-handers. Left-handers hitting only .255 this year against Porcello. He's been really good. And in his career, they're hitting over .300 against him. So that curveball has been money for Ricky.
Here's the 1-2. And he missed it up high. 2-2 on Eaton, the leadoff man. Porcello making start number 12 in search of win number 9. It has been a really good start to the season. 8 wins already for Rick. Slice toward left field. That ball is going to drop and roll by Martinez all the way to the corner. Eaton is on his way to third, and they're going to stop him there. It's going to be a stand-up triple for Adam Eaton. Martinez sold out, and he paid for it.
And one of the things as a left fielder, if you do dive for a ball and it gets past you down that left field line, there's no one behind you. The center fielder cannot get there. Therefore, he can't help you. Eaton with his speed, stand-up triple, and he was thinking about coming all the way around. He's got some really good speed.
Second triple of the year for Eaton, and just like that, the White Sox have an early scoring chance.
On that particular play, obviously, if you're J.D. Martinez, you have to keep that ball in front of you. That's a single for Eaton, which turned into a triple.
Gordon Beckham looks at a ball inside, 1-0. Beckham batting in the 2 slot is up to 288.
167 this year against Tigers, pitching 2 for 12, but that was when Beckham first came off the disabled list with an oblique strain.
His first game back was against Max Scherzer, right off the disabled list, and Max punched him out 3 times.
Welcome to the big leagues again.
And then eventually had another at bat against the Tigers bullpen, finished 0 for 4 on that night. But Beckham climbing uphill after those 3 at bats against Max. Very respectable average now, though, 288. He has hit safely in 6 of his last 7. Here's the 1-1. Bouncing ball foul. Well, good numbers against Porcello, to be sure. 414 over his career against Rick. And that includes a home run. Right now, just trying to drive this run in here would be the first run of the game.
How about these splits? Hitting 200 points higher against left-handers than right-handers this season for Beckham.
Whoa, look at that stop there by Avila on a ball that bounced way in front of the plate.
And look what I found.
Alex really had no choice but just kind of get out there and throw his glove out.
Didn't even look like he was looking at it when it went in the glove. He wasn't.
That saved a run. 2-2 the count. Eaton rather at third base after the leadoff triple. The 2-2 pitch is low. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Rick has done some of his best work against these White Sox since 2011. He's won 8 of 9 decisions. The numbers go deeper than that as well, as we'll get into as the night progresses. Here's the 3-2. Right back up the middle off Porcello. It'll roll into right field for a base hit. Beckham drives in a run. It's 1-0 Chicago.
And Beckham with really good numbers against Porcello. Obviously, he sees the ball very nicely against Porcello. And when he's on the mound, looked like that ball hit Porcello on the left foot, redirected towards second base. Kinsler couldn't recover and make a play.
13th RBI of the year now for Gordon Beckham, and Chicago grabs an early lead. 2 batters into the bottom of the first. And now Rick will try and regroup as he faces Connor Gillespie. Gillespie has been really hot. The batting average up to 349 right now. He has hit .400 over his last 19 ball games. Another good block by Avila.
Yeah, Rick threw a really good curveball to the leadoff hitter, Adam Eaton, but the other curveballs he's thrown to Beckham and here to Gillespie, it looks like he's overthrowing those breaking balls. Therefore, Avila's had to help him a couple of different times already this evening.
Here's the 1-0. Again, Avila down to the shin guards. 2 balls and no strikes.
Porcello doesn't panic when he gets himself in these types of situations. He can simply throw 1 pitch up there and get 2 outs. He averages 2 ground balls for every 1 fly out during his major league career. And he's also tough to run on. He's tough to get a good jump off of.
Porcello pitched the only complete game of his career last September right here at U.S. Cellular Field. He went 9, giving up 1 run, 7 hits. Little chopper hit to the right side. Martinez will fire to second. They'll get the force there. And no play at first base. Gillespie is aboard the fielder's choice. Well, in today's game, we are participating in the Home Run Challenge. Today, every home run in this game raises $583 for prostate cancer research. You can make a pledge by going online to homerunchallenge.org. Here's the guy that could quickly put some money on the board. It's Jose Abreu.
He had a real nice series the first time the Tigers saw him at Comerica Park. But when the Tigers came here to play against the White Sox, they really slowed him down. They threw him lots of fastballs inside, which meant he couldn't extend his arms. Then they bounced some breaking balls, and he was striking out quite frequently.
And Abreu looks at a strike. 17 home runs this year, which is good for 3rd in the American League.
He also had a rough day yesterday against the Angels. And struck out 4 times yesterday out in California.
White Sox had a weird trip out to California. They won 2 out of 3 against the Dodgers and then were swept by the Angels. Here's the 0-1. That's in the air to right. Kelly moving back, has room. And there are 2 gone.
And while we have a moment, I'll set the Tigers' defensive alignment for you. It is presented by the Beaumont Health System. In the outfield today, you've got J.D. Martinez. You also have Jackson and Don Kelly. Victor Martinez has not committed an error at first base this year in 8 starts. Suarez, Kinsler up the middle. Castellanos at third. Avila is the catcher.
There's Victor at first base. Doesn't play there very often. When he does, though, he's usually pretty good. And a fill-in role tonight as they play the shift on for Adam Dunn, who's batting with 2 outs. And Dunn takes ball one as Avila again goes down to block a pitch.
And Victor Martinez will hit the free agent market after this season, and his stock continues to rise. And not only could you possibly sign him as a catcher, he's proven to be a really good DH, and he can also play some first base.
The numbers are rising, aren't they?
No question.
It's going to be a pretty good contract for Martinez as he continues to just pound the baseball. There's a strike called on Dunn.
You know, that's exactly where you want to throw your fastballs to Adam Dunn. You want to be right around the belt buckle or higher. And if you've got some velocity, as Rick does on occasion, 93 to 94, and you can throw it by him.
Dunn is hitting only .214 over his last 22 ball games. Weave and a miss there, and the count is 1-2.
Yeah, there's that fastball at 91. And that's a two-seamer on the inner third of home plate.
Launched down the right field line, but foul. That'll go back into the seats. 1-2 on Big Adam Dunn, who in his career now has hit 451 home runs. 36th all time on the homer list. He has Gillespie at first base with 2 outs, a run in on the RBI single by Beckham. One-two is swung on and missed. Down he goes, and limited damage against Porcello. They get a run on 2 hits. It's brought to you by Comerica Bank, a part of Detroit and the community since 1849. By Chrysler. And by Coffee Mate Creamers. Customize your cup with coffee's perfect mate by Nestle. Good food, good life. Nice night here in Chicago. A touch on the cool side, but that's okay. White Sox have a 1-0 advantage as we go to the top of the second inning. It'll be Victor Martinez and J.D. Martinez, and then Nick Castellanos facing right-hander Hector Noesi. And he delivers a strike 0-1. Time now for the Bernstein advantage. And anytime you're facing Victor Martinez, especially here at U.S. Cellular Field, Victor is going to have the Bernstein advantage.
15 homers and 54 driven in right here at the cell.
Yanked foul down the right field line.
Noesi very aggressive with his fastball here in the first 2 innings. He's got a nice fastball, 92 to 95 miles an hour, but he's got a well above average changeup.
Martinez has hit safely in his last 4. And the 0-2. Back out of play. In his last start, Noesi beat Los Angeles, giving up 1 run in 6 innings. And it was his first win in over 2 years. In fact, over 40 games worth.
Yeah, he's been a mystery to a lot of experts out there. He's got a good arm. He's got good stuff. 3 good pitches, but yet wins have been very hard to come by for Noesi.
Martinez skies it in the air to right center field. Hit well. Eaton is on the run. Still going back. Reaches up. Makes the catch. And holds on.
Eaton made a play like that here. Last time Tigers were at the Cell here in Chicago. He's got some outstanding speed in center field. He takes great routes. And he robbed Victor Martinez there of a double.
Victor killed that ball.
Hanging breaking ball from Noesi. Bailed out by his center fielder, Eaton.
Victor can't believe it. You think on a warmer evening that ball sails out?
No question.
Instead, it fell right to the wall, and Eaton was able to run it down. 1 gone here in the second, and that'll bring up J.D. Martinez. Martinez at .242 with 3 home runs. And it's in there for a strike.
And J.D., good fastball hitter there for Noesi. It starts him off with a curveball. He's the only hitter that he has started off with a curveball so far this evening.
The 0-1 is inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Noesi, 27 years old, out of Esperanza in the Dominican Republic. Claimed off waivers from Texas in late April. Started the season with Seattle. Here's the 1-1. 2-1 now on Martinez. As Diaz said that he did not go on that check swing.
And Tigers, their approach tonight against Noesi is to make him work. And not one of their hitters has swung at a first pitch strike yet this evening. I asked Wally Joyner before the game today what their approach would be. Other than that, he said, well, let's just hope he continues to struggle and throw the ball out of the zone.
Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Slider there at 88 out of the strike zone that J.D. couldn't hold up on.
Here's Wally Joyner, first-year hitting coach under Brad Ausmus. Darnell Coles, the assistant hitting coach with the Tigers this year. Here's the 2-2. Fouled away.
First real mechanical adjustment Wally has made this year is with Austin Jackson. And we'll get into that a little bit more when Austin comes to the plate if we have time. If not, we'll be sure to show you before this contest is over.
Are those adjustments pretty much made by the hitting coach, or there's a wave and a miss, down goes Martinez, or at least the hitting coach says, you know what, why don't we try something different?
In this particular case, Jackson initiated it, and he went to Wally Joyner with it, and then Wally said, you know what, I just want you to have success and to feel comfortable, so let's kind of go back to what you had been doing and see if we can figure some things out. And of course, Jackson has figured some things out along with Nick Castellanos.
Yeah, speaking of getting it figured out, 11 for 19 on the last homestand for Nick.
He has really slowed the game down lately, not swinging as early and often as he was first month and a half of the year.
There's a ground ball sharply hit to short, and the backhand Alexei Ramirez has it. And it's going to be a 1-2-3 inning again for Hector Noesi. ball game. White Sox have the lead here tonight. Right now we check in with Mickey York, who has more on the latest voting in the NL. Mick?
Yeah, Mario, on a chilly night in Chicago, it's nice to be thinking about the Midsummer Classic. Baseball's All-Star game a little over a month away. The latest National League All-Star voting numbers were released today. Colorado's Troy Tulowitzki leading the way for the senior circuit, putting together a nice outfield there as well. And Yasiel Puig and Giancarlo Stanton. It won't be long now. You can watch the game, of course, on Fox July 15th. The Home Run Derby being carried by our friends over at ESPN on that Monday. And, guys, I know you'll be back a little later on in the show to talk about where some of the Tigers are as it pertains to the American League All-Star voting.
Yeah, Mick, we look forward to that. In the meantime, that's how the National League is setting up. It's really no surprise, to see Puig with all those votes out there in center field.
No question about that. And Stanton also of the Marlins, a lot of power in that outfit. Also, that kid Carlos Gomez of the Milwaukee Brewers has got a lot of sock in his bat, too.
Alexei Ramirez leading it off here in the bottom of the second. White Sox have a 1-0 lead. They got a triple from Eaton in the first, and he scored on the single by Beckham.
Alexei's been steady all year on both ends of the baseball this season. Batting average well over 300 right now.
He got off to such a great start, you wondered if he could keep it going into the summer, and he has done just that. The 0-2 is outside. In the month of April, Alexei hit .351. So he got off to a red-hot start. Power numbers up as well this year. He already has hit more home runs than he did all of last year. Here's the 1-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 24 multi-hit games, tied for second. Bunch of infield hits as well. Those are some of the American League ranks.
It's been a long time since they had a shortstop make an all-star team. You got to go all the way back to the Ozzie Guillen days.
3-2. Ramirez, Viciedo, and De Aza in the Chicago second. They lead 1-0. Now Porcello's 3-2. Swing and a miss.
Real nice late life on this real good two-seam fastball thrown by Porcello.
Had a lot of late movement.
That's how he gets all his ground balls. That pitch right there.
Here's Viciedo batting .260 for Chicago. And it's in for strike one. Viciedo yesterday was able to snap an 0 for 24 slump, but when you look at his numbers this year against the Tigers, awfully good.
Not only this year, but he wore out Tigers pitching last year too. It's no fluke.
1-1 the count on the powerful Dayan Viciedo.
Nickname is Tank, and you can see why. Look at that body.
Now Porcello with the 1-1. It has popped up. Let's see if Avila has room coming back to the on-deck circle. Nicely done. 2 gone.
Nice concentration here by Avila. It took one peek down to see where he was and how much room he had. And the ball came back on him just a little bit, but able to gather himself and make that play. And you have the on-deck circle right there where they've got all the pine tar, and they've got the rosin bag and the donut and all the things the hitters need and put on their bats before they go up to hit.
So with 2 outs, here is De Aza. Batting just .196, and he has had to put on a charge just to get to .196. He's 6 for his last 10. And it's in there for strike one. De Aza now has hit safely in his last 4. Porcello ready with the 0-1 pitch. And he chopped it foul. No balls, 2 strikes on Alejandro De Aza.
He's got some power in that bat. He's hit 5 homers this year. As a team, the White Sox have hit 66. And the big flies.
Well, De Aza last year had 17 long balls. Here's the 0-2. Bouncing in. Avila has to leave the crouch again. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Porcello's last start was a loss to Toronto, despite the fact that he threw a quality start in that game. 7 innings, 3 runs. Now the 1-2. Lifted in the air to left. J.D. Martinez is there to make the play, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. Tigers baseball tonight from Chicago, presented by Belt Tire.
Last 4 games at Comerica Park, and one of the reasons why he has gone back to his approach from last year, utilizing the slide step, allowing him to see pitches longer, allowing him to drive the ball aggressively the opposite way. He spent the entire winter working on that particular swing right there, but now he has the toe tap down. He's not picking the foot up nearly as high these days. Therefore, Jackson putting his body in a really good position to do a lot of damage. He told me before the game today he started doing this in Oakland when he was really struggling. He worked on it in Seattle. It didn't work out for him there, but when they got back home against Toronto and Boston, he found it again, and he and Wally Joyner have worked tirelessly on this in the batting cage. So it's been an ongoing process for Jackson.
Well, you saw the results in Boston, no doubt. He was 5 for 11 in that series.
He also hit a few balls very hard in that Toronto Blue Jays series, and you could tell that he was starting to wake up.
It's driven in the air to right, but it's going to be playable. Viciedo is there.
It is very hard to change as much as Jackson did during the course of the regular season. I mean, you have this leg kick that you've worked on all winter long. I mean, all winter long you work on it. Now you go back to the toe tap. Very simple. Base, hip rotation. Had to reach for that one. Not a great swing, but you saw what he's doing with his feet now.
Here is Alex Avila with 1 gone. Meanwhile, the Tigers do not have a base runner tonight, and Noesi, of the 7 outs, has gotten 5 of them in the air. Avila batting .213, but good numbers against the Sox this year. 4 for 11. A couple of RBIs. They play him to pull on the infield, and it's ball 1. Gordon Beckham going to the outfield grass, backing up a couple of steps now from his second base position. Here's the 1-0. And it's in for a strike. 1-1 the count on Avila. 4 hits on the homestand for the Tigers. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And it's off the end of the bat. Fair ball. That'll beat the shift right down the third base line out of the reach of Connor Gillespie.
That was an odd shift there because Gillespie was playing so close in, I guess trying to take the bunt away from Avila. I mean, he's the shortstop, but you see where he's playing. I mean, he is way in. Everybody else is on the other side of the infield. Avila with a late swing here simply slices one right down the third baseline to beat the shift, as he has done so many times this year.
First base runner, first base hit of the ball game for the Tigers. Here's Eugenio Suarez.
Talked to Gerald Perry today. Gerald Perry is the hitting coach for Erie. Lance Parrish, of course, is the manager for the Tigers' AA affiliate. And he was talking about Suarez. He also had Suarez last year when Suarez came up to AA. Had him this year at the beginning of the season. And he just talked about his maturation process over the course of this year from last year. Driving the ball up the middle, much more confidence, not missing fastballs.
First major league hit was his first major league homer. And here it is.
How about his teammates afterwards, though, in the dugout? The silent treatment. 91-mile-per-hour cutter. This is funny. He also said after that one, Miguel and Victor Martinez gave him hugs. It was his best moment so far in professional baseball.
Well, I mean, so many guys a lot of times have to wait 2, 3, 4 a week and a half to get that first big league hit if you really start off slowly. But to get it as quickly as he did and to have your first hit, a home run. And with the quality of guys greeting you on the bench after that, it had to be quite a thrill for Suarez.
Tigers have some really good coaching in the minor leagues. Talked about Gerald Perry at AA along with Lance Parrish. They have Bull Durham hitting coach in AAA is really good as well.
Suarez, a product of that Tigers minor league system, showed power in the minor leagues. Grounded foul. And I guess it got to the point, Rod, where really they had to take a look at what they had in Suarez. He had done well in the minor leagues. And as you, I guess, get into the month of June and decide what you want to do once the trading deadline comes around, you might as well see what you have.
No doubt. And also that they were struggling in the 7th and the 8th and the 9th spots in the batting order. And they really had to take a look at someone to really help them turn the lineup over. And Suarez was hot. And Dave Dombrowski saw him a couple of weeks ago in Toledo. And so he saw him firsthand.
Suarez still alive after that last pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 284 down at Erie with 6 homers. He went to Toledo, hit 302. A very brief spell there, and then was called up. Got to see him play a little bit during spring training this year.
That's where he really opened some eyes.
Yeah, he's only 22. Got a piece of that one to stay alive.
Might want to cut that swing down just a little bit with 2 strikes. You can no longer be the aggressor once the count is 2-2. You have to really wait for Noesi to make a mistake. And if he does make that mistake, you'll be able to hit it, but you can't have a huge swing here with 2 strikes.
Noesi retired the first 7 he faced until Avila beat the shift with a single down the third base line. And down he goes. Suarez cuts and misses. 2 gone.
There's that huge swing that I was just mentioning regarding Suarez with 2 strikes. It's a hittable fastball pretty much right down the middle that he swung right through. And the violence in the front side of the body carries the head off the baseball. He didn't see that ball once it got in the hitting zone.
That was a great look at it right there. Second strikeout of the ball game now for Noesi, and that'll bring up Ian Kinsler. He flied to center field to start the ball game. 0 for 1. Kinsler now at 292. Ball 1 outside. Talking about the struggles that Noesi had prior to winning his last start against the Dodgers, his first win in over 2 years. He had made 19 starts, appeared in 40 games at the major league level without a victory until he got that win, snapping a 14-game losing streak.
You know, there must be some kind of promise if you're allowed to go winless for 2 years,
right,
and still have a big league job.
Here's the 1-1. That's in the air to shallow center field. Eaton coming on, and he'll get there for the out. Side retired. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. Here comes the bottom of the third. Smokehouse brisket sandwich today. And by Bell Tire, get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. Hey, by the way, we remind you to see the Tigers play the Royals June 16th through the 19th. Get 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 bags of chips, and 4 drinks, all for a discounted price with the Tigers Weekday Value Pack. Call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com. How about that view of Chicago?
I'd get used to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice night, although it's a little bit cooler than we expected, but still no rain tonight. They're calling perhaps for some rain in the forecast the next 2 days. Hopefully we'll be able to dodge it. Tyler Flowers will lead things off, and he rolls this one foul back toward the camera well. Flowers, Eaton, and then Beckham in the bottom of the third. White Sox got a run in the first inning, leadoff triple by Eaton, and then a single by Beckham. Flowers at 267 has seen his average dip considerably since the last time the Tigers saw him. In fact, Flowers 3 for his last 34 to knock his average down to 267.
He was doing a lot of work with Todd Steverson before the game today. Steverson is their hitting coach, and he was talking to him about his timing and his hands, walking his hands away from his body. When you go down with that front foot, what you're taught to do is as the foot grows forward, the hands go back. And Todd was also telling him when that pitcher gets ready to release the ball, that's when you have to start walking away from the baseball. He said that Flowers had been getting started way too late. Therefore, you gave the numbers. He's been scuffling.
Ball high from Porcello, and the count goes 2-2. Flowers 5 home runs. He's knocked in 17. He'll get back into the seats. Tigers here last September played a game in 90-degree heat in September. And here we are in June this year, and it's barely 60 degrees here tonight. It is a somewhat jacketed crowd, although many of the folks despite the cool weather, refused to bring the jackets in June. There's some blankets. 2-2. Foul away again. Well, the White Sox, after having been swept by the Angels, trying to get back to the winning ways under Robin Ventura, and Ventura has his team right now with a record of 31-33. Only the Tigers and the Indians are above 500 in the Central.
You see Robin having a conversation there with the hitting coach, Todd Stevenson, and that's exactly what they're talking about. Flowers' hands.
Here's a ball outside, and the count fills now 3-2 on Tyler Flowers.
Robin was a good big league hitter, and Todd Stevenson also spent some time in the big leagues. He played for the Tigers as well, Stevenson.
Here's the 3-2, and another foul. This will be the 9th pitch coming up in this at bat for Flowers. It's already fouled off 5 pitches from Porcello.
No secret what most teams try to do against Detroit these days. They try to wear the starting pitchers down by the 6th inning and get into the Tigers bullpen. And the Tigers bullpen, for the most part, and not everybody, but the numbers don't lie, they have struggled.
Porcello having trouble finishing off Flowers. Rick, in search of his 9th win, came in at 8-3, and also coming into the start had allowed 3 earned runs or fewer to the Sox in 13 consecutive starts. He has been extremely consistent against what over the years has been a pretty good offense for the Chicago Ball Club. There's another foul back on play, and this is turning into an epic at bat. Here you go in that 13-game stretch, a 9-1 record, ERA sub-3.
Walks per 9, and just barely over 1 walk per 9 innings.
This, however, has turned into a 10-pitch at bat with 7 balls fouled out of play. And what an at bat there for Flowers. It is a leadoff walk here in the 3rd. Time to go back to the studio now for a game break. Trevor Thompson. All right, Trev, thanks. Here it is, 1-0 in favor of Chicago. They got a run in the 1st inning, in part due to a triple from this guy right here, Adam Eaton.
And the Mariners haven't really stopped winning since the Tigers were out in Seattle about 8-9 days ago.
They've been a very streaky ball club. They started the season very well, then they went on a long losing streak.
Took 2 of 3 from the Tigers when the Tigers were there. Then they had to get on a plane, go to New York for a makeup game, followed by a 3-game series in Atlanta, and then they had to go back down to Florida to play against the Tampa Bay Rays. You talked about all the miles that they will fly this year.
I think it was, if memory serves, it's over 50,000 miles. There's a strike called on Eaton, which is the most that any major league team will travel this year.
It's not affecting him one bit.
No,
you're getting a lot of sleep on that plane.
Flowers at first after a really long at bat. 11 pitch at bat.
And Tigers middle infielders, anything hit on the ground, they'll have to be hurried to turn a double play with Eaton running.
Slaps that one foul to 3rd base. Oh, now that play you got to make.
Did it go right through the 5-hole?
Yeah, but he just threw his glove.
Well, he says, I'm not using it.
It's like a little leaguer picking dandelions in right field.
And then he walked after it too.
See, that's not good form there, but this is bad right here.
You got to run after the baseball.
You just can't toss your glove like that. Here's the 1-2 time call now. Porcello was about to deliver it home, and time was given to Eaton.
Late time call there by the crew chief, Jeff Nelson.
Now the 1-2. Line drive, caught. Quick throw to first, and he just got back. Kinsler hauls it in, but didn't have enough time to double up Flowers.
Yeah, ball not hit hard. As a matter of fact, sounded like he cracked the bat of Eaton. Flowers took 2-3 hard steps towards second base. Then he realized that Kinsler was going to make that play, had to scramble back to first base.
Here's Gordon Beckham. Single off of Porcello his first time up. He hit one right off Rick's foot, and it caromed into right field, scoring a run, the only run of the game so far. Beckham shoots that one fair inside the bag at third base. It's going to go to the corner. Here comes Flowers to third. They're going to stop him there, and Beckham will pull in with a two-base hit. Second hit of the night for Gordon Beckham.
Yeah, Gordon Beckham, he just has Rick Porcello's number. It really doesn't matter what Porcello throws up there. He's been all over Rick Porcello in his big league career.
Third hit of the day for Chicago, and two of them belong to Beckham. And they're in business now with runners at second and third, and Connor Gillespie about to step in. Gillespie reaching on a fielder's choice in his first at bat, batting .347. That gives the White Sox a single, a double, and a triple now in their three hits. And that sliced back up the middle into center. That'll get one in. Flowers comes around to score. Beckham will stop at third. RBI single for Connor Gillespie.
Gillespie has a very high batting average. He also has done really good work with runners in scoring position. He chokes up just a hair on the bat, and he doesn't overswing. I mean, he goes from A to B really nicely and gets himself a solid single right back up the box.
It's back-to-back hitters now swinging on the first pitch and coming up with hits. A double for Beckham, a single for Gillespie.
Well, that's possibly what Jeff Jones will say to Rick Porcello. Don't get in a pattern out here. You brought it up. They're swinging at the first pitch now. Might start off Abreu with an off-speed pitch here. See if he can get himself a ground ball, get Abreu out in front of it.
2 on and 1 out. Jose Abreu flat out his first time. .313 this year with men in scoring position.
Yeah, the at-bat of the inning was by Tyler Flowers. He saw 11 pitches before Rick Porcello walked him.
And Flowers has come around to score the game's second run. Bouncer slowly back up the middle, fielded by Suarez. There's one, and there's two. It's a double play. 6-3 to end the inning. White Sox settle for one. Top of the fourth. Here are our predictions for tonight's Fox Sports Detroit Tigers Player of the Game, presented by McDonald's Frozen Strawberry Lemonade, only at McDonald's. I'm going to go with Nick Castellanos tonight.
I'm going to go with Miggy here this evening. He has real good numbers against right-handers. He's due up second in this inning, and I got him doing some damage.
Well, our crew has decided to go with Don Kelly tonight, and he is leading things off here in the fourth inning.
DK
is playing in place of Torrey Hunter, who gets the night off. Kelly popped up his first time 0 for 1. Tigers have only one hit, a single by Avila. There's a wave and a miss.
And Tigers might want to start getting a little bit more aggressive at the first pitches that Noesi is featuring here this evening. He is 7 of 11 in first pitch strikes.
Here's the 0-2. Ball high, 1-2 on Don Kelly.
And most of the pitches that he has thrown have been fastballs.
Kelly, Cabrera, Martinez. Tried to hold up, unable to do it, and Noesi has another strikeout. That'll be his third of the game. One out here in the fourth inning, and now Miguel Cabrera comes strolling in. Cabrera flied to right field, his only time up 0 for 1. .325 batting average this year. Miggy up to 51 RBIs now.
Came into play hitting .353 against right-handers.
Strike one.
Another first pitch strike for Noesi.
Done it all night. Nelson Cruz leads the American League with 55 RBIs. Then Brandon Moss with 53. Then Cabrera.
How about Brandon Moss? Late bloomer.
Got that right.
Playing for the Swinging A's. Donaldson also on that list with 50.
Swing and a miss by Cabrera. Athletics now have won 39 games this year.
It's a hard changeup. 88-mile-per-hour changeup thrown there by Noesi.
Looks like the right fielder Viciedo has a little bit of company right now. They tell us that these birds typically fly around Wrigley Field, but they're hanging out at the cell tonight. They're playing Miggy to the opposite field here apparently this evening.
You might slice one down there. They'll scatter them.
They've got their own scouting report. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
The Chicago White Sox not playing a shift on Miguel, as many teams do. And they're playing him pretty much straight up at every defensive position. But why wouldn't you? He has won 3 batting titles. He is not a dead pull hitter.
Well, you wouldn't be able to tell that by some of the shifts these teams have been playing against him.
Right.
I mean, it's just been really weird, and you wonder what information they are going on as compared to some other teams like the White Sox who play pretty much straight up. There's Victor on deck. Tigers trying to get the offense going, down 2-0 here. And again the 2-2. High towering drive into deep left. You can forget about this one. It is way out of here.
Thank you, Miguel.
It's a 1-out solo home run for Miguel Cabrera, his 12th of the year. There is no scouting report that says you can play in the seats.
No, there's no shift that you can play where that ball landed. You can't put your left fielder in the 15th row in left field. He got a piece of cheese at 94 miles an hour, about knee high, and he absolutely killed it. I would say that's damage.
Serious damage, and Cabrera hits his 12th of the year. A no-doubter here to left center field.
Little courtesy trot there by Diaz, the left fielder.
Yeah, that's one of those where the outfielder, if he wanted to, could have just stood there facing the field, but he didn't want to show up his pitcher there, so he took a couple steps back. It is estimated at 431 feet on that last home run.
6 homers to left so far this year for Miguel. A couple to center field and 4 the opposite way.
Fly ball, shallow left. De Aza is under this one. And there are 2 gone now. By the way, join us again tomorrow. The Tigers will continue this series with the White Sox. Our coverage begins at 7 with Tigers Live. Tigers Sox tomorrow at 7 p.m. right here on Fox Sports Detroit. So Noetzi pretty much was cruising along until Cabrera hits one about 431 feet against him. And that put the Tigers on the board, their first run of this game. J.D. Martinez, a strikeout victim his first time. Oh, 0-1 on Martinez. J.D. getting the nod in place of Rajai Davis in this game, starting out in left. Martinez's playing time has been elevated a little bit recently.
Brad picks his spots with J.D.
He'll slap that one down the right field line. It's going to get down, base hit.
Nice adjustment made. And from the first at bat to the second at bat, 94 mile per hour fastball there. J.D. allowed that ball to travel. He wasn't over aggressive. He had the right bat angle that he created, and he hit an absolute missile down in the right field corner.
Off the bat, it looked like it might be a double, but Viciedo got to it quickly and hurried it back in. We'll bring up Castellanos, and here is our T-Mobile game changer here this evening. We're talking about Nick Castellanos, Tigers rookies with 3 hits in 3 consecutive games. The last guy to do it was Rick Peters.
Sneaky Pete was his nickname.
And the rest of the list, it goes back to 1922, not too many of them.
Willie Horton was also on that list.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday is when Castellanos had the 3 3-hit games, which has given his average quite a bit of a bump. And Castellanos now 3rd among American League rookies with 50 hits. He's going to hook that one in a leaping play by Gillespie at 3rd base. That'll end the inning for the Tigers. However, they get on the board, and they do so with the 12th home run of the season for Miguel Cabrera. Monster shot to left. For you to tweet your photo using hashtag DetroitFanPhoto for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming game broadcast brought to you by AT&T. Well, the Tigers have gotten themselves on the scoreboard now with the long home run from Miguel Cabrera. It is a 2-1 contest. Rick Porcello back to work here in the bottom of inning number 4. It'll be Dunn, Ramirez, and Viciedo. Rick gave up a run in the first, a run in the third, but he got a big double play ball off the bat of Jose Abreu to finish off that third frame. Dunn struck out in the first inning, 0 for 1. Checked it, and it's outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
And that's just how they struck him out in the first, as they out well when he came to the plate. Fastballs up in the strike zone.
Now Porcello's 1-0, and it's a strike call. 1-1 on Dunn. These White Sox can swing and miss, can't they?
Yep, most in the majors. 573 entering play tonight.
Swing and a miss.
Good pitch to hit right there. Hanging breaking ball thrown by Porcello, but Dunn takes that huge swing and he swings right through it.
And the 1-2. Laid off that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the slugging Adam Dunn. Also 5th in the American League in walks. He will take his base on balls, 39 of them this year. And the 2-2. It's in there. Strike 3. Dunn punched out.
This is a much better breaking ball than the one he got 2 strikes on against Adam Dunn. This one he slowed down. The speed was down just a little bit from the previous one, and you can see that he had some real nice depth with that pitch.
We talk about how much the White Sox strike out. Just to kind of give you a point of reference, they have struck out 185 more times than the Tigers have this year. Here's Alexi Ramirez. He'll stand in with 1 out, nobody on. Alexi also struck out his first time. But he launches this one in the air to left field. Hit well. It's going to stay in the ballpark right in front of the wall. 2 up and 2 down for Chicago. Hey, Saturday, it's a full day of MLB action, beginning with the Twins taking on Miguel Cabrera and the Tigers on Fox Sports 1. Then it's Baseball Night in America on Fox. Mike Trout and the Angels take on the Atlanta Braves. Our Major League doubleheader begins Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern on Fox Sports 1 and then continues at 7 p.m. Eastern on Fox.
Trout was struggling a little bit out west. Has he picked it up lately?
He has. He hit a big grand slam off Chris Sale the other night. And a comeback win for the Angels. They were down, I think, 5-0 late in that game. Then it was 5-1, and Trout hit a grand slam. Here's Dion Viciedo. 2 out, nobody on. Viciedo popped up back in the second. Big swing there by Viciedo.
He doesn't get cheated. Got a good fastball to hit. He knew. He knows he missed it.
And the 1-1. Drilled on a line to left. JD comes in and it gets by him. Well, Martinez going to have to go run it down, and Viciedo will cruise into second base. That was a missile right at the left fielder, JD Martinez.
Comes in, looks like he's going to make the play. Ball went right off the glove. It'll probably go as a 2-base error.
It's been a rocky night so far for Martinez in left field defensively. That'll go as an error. E7 on the play, and now the White Sox have a man in scoring position. Here's De Aza.
And Porcello needs to be very careful here with De Aza. It is 2 outs. He's got a base open. Even though the batting average is sub 200, he's been swinging the bat well lately. You don't want him to beat you here when you've got Tyler Flowers, the right-hander, in the on-deck circle.
Well, De Aza coming into this game was 6 for his previous 10.
Sometimes numbers can be misleading. especially the batting average column.
Bouncing ball right side and under the glove of Victor, and he has no time to recover, and everybody is safe.
And Victor has played 8 games at first base this year and has not committed an error. Don't know if that will be one or not, but it's his first.
That's an error. And now the Tigers have 7 errors in their last 8 games.
Well, Rick Porcello just has to pitch around the defensive miscues in this inning, and he can do it. He's got the number 9 hitter up there.
Second error of the game now for Detroit. And we'll see if Porcello is able to pitch around the misfortune here. Tyler Flowers battled him for an 11 pitch at bat back in the 3rd and ended up walking. Fouled off, 0-1.
Let's take one more look at this last error by Victor. It's one of those plays where Kinsler probably makes this play if Victor simply goes to the bag. You see where Kinsler is. If Victor allows the ball to go past him and he went back to the bag to get it, and then Kinsler simply grabs it, flips it to first base, they get the out, they get out of the inning. But he hasn't played over there that much this year.
Flowers waiting on the 0-1. In that first plate appearance, 11 pitches by Porcello. He fouled off 7 in that at bat, did Flowers. Here's the 0-1. Ground ball to 3rd. Castellanos has it there. And that's all for the threat. So nothing comes of the back-to-back errors, and 4 in the books here in Chicago. Is brought to you by the Sam Bernstein Law Firm, official legal services sponsor of Fox Sports Detroit, and by the new Chevy Silverado light duty and heavy duty lineup. 2-1 is our score. You are looking at the Art Institute of Chicago. Rob, we ought to go get some culture tomorrow and visit the Art Institute.
I've been there when my kids were younger. We took my kids to the Art Institute.
Isn't it ironic that it's being flanked by lions and not bears? I don't know. Kind of ironic.
Yeah, I guess. It's a great point.
All right, Tigers trying to get the bats going here. This is game 1 of the 4-game series here in Chicago. Jackson, Avila, and then Suarez. Lions, Bears, and Tigers. Oh, my. They're all. Jackson flied out his first time up. And it's in for a strike, 0-1. Noesi gave up a long, and I mean long, home run to Miguel Cabrera in the 4th, but really that's it. He scattered a couple of other singles. Here's the 0-1 pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Doing a very nice job of getting ahead of the Tigers hitters so far this evening. 11 of 16 in first pitch strikes for Noesi.
Don Cooper watching a really good start to this point by his right-hander. Cooper's been here a while now and really respected pitching coach in the American League. Really all of baseball. Here's the 2-1. Chopper to third. That's a fair ball behind the bag. 1-hop throw to first is picked by Abreu. Jackson is out, 1 gone.
Yeah, Jackson hits the ball right down the line, backhanded by Gillespie. Then he simply bounces the ball across the diamond. I don't know if he did that on purpose or if it's the lack of arm strength that caused that ball to bounce 15 feet in front of the first baseman, Abreu.
Kind of looked like he did it on purpose.
Easy pick for Abreu, however.
Here's Avila now with 1 out.
He beat the shift last time he was up with a base hit right down the third baseline, but they're still playing him the same way.
Remember, Brad Ausmus was being asked this question, I think it was late April, early May, if he thought things would straighten out and these shifts would start to correct themselves as players were starting to beat the shift. And I'm not sure Alex did that on purpose in his first at bat. It worked out that way. But do you think eventually this will start to correct itself?
I think as we get longer into the season and teams start to get closer to getting to the postseason, I think you'll start to see some of these teams not shift as much, especially in crucial parts of the game, where that run could possibly beat you. And if you overshift, it's kind of tough to take that your general manager and tell him why you were still shifting.
Try to hold up, and he did, said Mike Everett. 2-1 on Avila.
Case in point with Miguel Cabrera, we brought this up the last time he was up. I think earlier in the year, Miguel had gotten himself into a pattern where he was grounding out to shortstop and third base quite frequently, but he hasn't done that much lately. Therefore, teams not shifting Miggy as much to the pull field on the infield.
Swing and a miss. Well, that type of shift is one thing, but I think I'm talking about, taking your third baseman and moving him to right field, the wild shifts, or playing your second baseman way out there. I mean, those are things we haven't seen.
They're different.
2-2. It'll skitter back to the backstop. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Hey, just a reminder as you enjoy a cold one to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. 2 runs on 4 hits tonight for the White Sox. Tigers a run on 3 hits. This is the first 3-ball count that Noesi has had in this game. And it results in a strikeout.
There's that changeup at 87 miles an hour. We were talking about a lot of the Dominican players that really have good changeups. You can see the grip there. That's the circle change. And he throws it right off the fingertips. And because he throws it off the fingertips, the velocity goes down about 6-7 miles per hour off his fastball. But we saw that kid just a couple of days ago from Toronto, De La Rosa, who had that really good changeup that Pedro Martinez taught him.
There's a high towering drive to left field. That ball is hit well off the bat of Suarez to the wall, and that ball is out of here. It is gone, a home run. Eugenio Suarez has hit his second big league home run, and boy, has he delivered some pop. And the Tigers have tied it up.
This is one of the parts of his game that he had to learn. Good fastball hitter, but at times overswinging on the breaking ball. But he did not overswing on this particular breaking ball from Noesi.
Just squeaking over the fence.
It's almost like De Aza jumped too soon.
Yeah. Had a way to beat. I wasn't sure if he caught the ball. He made a pretty good attempt, but it appeared just a little bit too soon. Suarez will take it. Well, as you said earlier, he was here to deliver some punch at the bottom of the lineup, and he has done just that.
And everything that Gerald Perry, his Double-A hitting coach, has told me about him has come to fruition here since he's been in the big leagues.
Two-out solo shot, both of the Tigers homers of the solo variety. Cabrera, now Suarez. 2-0 the count on Ian Kinsler. That's in there. Kinsler, a couple of fly balls, both to center field. Here's the 2-1. 2-2 on Ian as he looks back at home plate umpire Jeff Nelson. Tigers 2 runs, 4 hits, and the White Sox 2 runs, 4 hits. Rolled foul.
And 2 big power hitters right there. Miguel Cabrera, the designated hitter here tonight, and Suarez.
Well, you're half right. But I don't know. Suarez got up to a nice start in his big league career.
Well, he has more homers than just a handful of bats than the Tigers shortstops all year.
That's a good point. He has tied it at 2.
Miggy trying to keep loose on a cool night with that tender left hamstring.
Go foul. We'll see if it stays catchable, and it does as Gillespie runs it down to end the inning. However, the Tigers able to tie this one up. Eugenio Suarez, his second major league home run, 2-2 game. And Tigers baseball presented tonight by Bell Tire. The game courtesy of AT&T. Tweet your photo to hashtag Detroit Fan Photo, and you'll have a chance to have it shown in an upcoming game broadcast that is brought to you by AT&T. Well, we're back to square one here. The Tigers have tied this game 2-2 thanks to Eugenio Suarez, who has just homered here, his second major league home run. And Rick Porcello goes back to work facing the top of the Chicago lineup. First pitch is in for a strike on Adam Eaton. It'll be Eaton and then Beckham and then Gillespie. Triple and a line out for Eaton, who has hit the ball hard a couple of times tonight. The triple went down right past the left fielder, J.D. Martinez, back in the first inning, and there's a strike to make it 0-2. Eaton was the PCL Player of the Year a couple of years ago. Hit .381, and they picked him up from Arizona. White Sox gave up Hector Santiago in that deal. One ball, two strikes. Down the left field line again, and that's going to be fouled up against the wall as Martinez ran hard toward the corner.
Easy, JD.
JD's had a couple of balls get by him tonight. That time he was bolting toward the wall in hopes of making a play. One ball, two strikes on Adam Eaton.
A lot of room in right center field for Eaton and Jackson, and also the left fielder JD, and both playing well over against him.
Got him. See you later. Eaton is out of there. Strikeout to start things off here in the fifth.
It might have been a touch high. That's what Eaton thought.
Yeah, might have been. Boy, is that a high strike. Right at the letters. But I guess to the letter of the law and to the letter of the rule book, that is a strike, but it's seldom called that high. Ball one to Gordon Beckham. Couple of hits tonight for Beckham. Singled a run in the first, and now his numbers against Porcello, .451. He also had a two-base hit back in the third. And he drives this one deep to left field. Martinez on the run, still going back. JD can't get it. One hop into the seats. That'll be a ground rule double. And Gordon Beckham is just feasting on Porcello.
Beckham didn't send a limo for Ricky to get here today, did he?
I think he did. He must have, because that's his third hit.
He got himself a fastball in a fastball-friendly count, and he just absolutely drilled it over the head of Martinez in left. That ball finds JD tonight.
Yeah, it is. His second double of the night, 3 for 3 for Gordon Beckham. We'll see if Gillespie can deliver him here with one out.
I told you that Gillespie last time he was up. They're really good with runners in scoring position. Chokes up on the bat. Doesn't overswing. He's got nice plate discipline. No batting gloves. It's almost odd nowadays when you see a player go to the plate without batting gloves.
Rarely ever see that. Gillespie singled in the third, knocking in a run. Pulls this one on the ground and through a base hit. Beckham coming around third. They're going to try and score him. Kelly's throw from right is not in time. It's a single and an RBI, and Connor Gillespie has driven in two tonight. Boy, he has been red hot, and he just continues to swing it.
That was a changeup, and Rick had him out on his front foot. But take a look at Gillespie. He left the bat in the strike zone long enough to make contact with the baseball and hit it right between Victor and Ian Kinsley. He's out on his front foot, so he's fooled, and you can see the swing. Just keeps the bat in the strike zone. When he finally makes contact, one hand's coming off the bat, but he found a seam on the right side of the infield.
So just like that, the White Sox reclaim the lead, and here is Jose Abreu.
Abreu hit into a double play his last time up. And teams continue to bust him inside early and then slow breaking balls outside once they've gotten ahead of him.
Is there anything that stands out to you about Abreu other than his raw power, or is that basically it?
He looks like he is a real cool, calm, collected player. Not fazed by a whole lot. He's gifted and he knows it.
Oh boy. That ball is hit deep into left center field, way back, and there is that raw, massive power for Jose Abreu.
18th home run of the year for Abreu. 49 RBIs, which paces all rookies. Well, we talked at the top of the show, you got to bust him inside, and then you got to go soft away. If you allow him to extend his arms on fastballs that are right down the middle, he can do a lot of damage.
.407 feet on this home run, and on a night in which it's a little bit cooler, the ball is still flying out of here, and there's a drive down and to the corner it goes in right field. Kelly tries to slide to stop it, and Dunn will cruise in with a stand-up double. And that is 4 consecutive hits now for Chicago. And bring Jeff Jones out. Try and slow things down here for Porcello because things have sped up considerably. 5-2 Chicago in the lead. RBI single by Gillespie and a 2-run shot for Abreu. Corey Knebel now beginning to heat up in the Detroit bullpen. Rick typically has pitched his best baseball against the White Sox, but he has been stung for 5 runs on 8 hits tonight.
They have swung early and often tonight against Porcello. Several of their hitters have swung at the first thing that he has featured in a lot of their at-bats. And Ramirez will be no different here if he gets a strike.
Well, they have 4 hits in their last 6 pitches seen, so they have been very aggressive. Alexi Ramirez 0 for 2, strikeout flyout. He'll look at a ball down low, 1-0. Tigers had tied it up on the Suarez home run in the 5th, and now in the bottom half, the White Sox put up a 3-spot. Ramirez takes low, and yet again Avila goes down to scoop one out of the dirt. He did that 3 or 4 times in the first couple of innings. That time with a backhand. 2 balls, no strikes. Alexi Ramirez, 36 RBIs. He has had the best home batting average of anybody in the American League, 381. Now the 2-0. Outside, 3-0. Viciedo waiting on deck. Porcello's pitch count now is up to 81 here in the 5th. Still only 1 out. He's taken a swing on 3-0 and he skies it in the shallow left.
Thank you very much.
J.D. Martinez under it, and Dunn will go back to second. Green light, ends up in a fly ball to left. 2 gone. Viciedo reaching on an error back in the 4th. And he is also with a pop-up making him 0 for 2. No balls, 1 strike on Viciedo. Swing and a miss. 0-2 now. Sox have doubled up the hit totals, 8-4 over the Tigers. Dunn still at second. Chicago in this inning putting together 4 consecutive hits, 3 of them for extra bases. Way outside. One and two. Inning started with Eaton striking out. Looked pretty good, but then a double by Beckham, a single by Gillespie scored him, and then a 2-run shot by Abreu. The 1-2 is a check swing.
It's a nice job here by Porcello, expanding the strike zone with Viciedo in the batter's box. And really no need in giving him a strike. You can throw something else out of the strike zone, and he might have a tough time of laying off the next breaking ball.
De Aza waiting on deck. Three and two. You've got to go back to 2010, the last time that Porcello had given up 5 or more runs in a game against Chicago. And that game was at Comerica Park in Detroit. Here they have tagged him for 1 in the first, 1 in the third, 3 in the fifth. And the 3-2 fouled away. Well, the Tigers this year coming into this game tonight had a 3.65 ERA among their starters. And even though they've had some bumps along the way, Scherzer has gotten roughed up a few times, and Verlander, that was still second best among starters in the American League. Porcello now has thrown 23 in this inning. And his 24th pitch is fouled off. And as you look at the numbers by inning, this has been his longest.
It's somewhat of a stressful inning in the first as well, when they scored run.
Three and two on Dion Viciedo. Runner at second, 2 outs. 5-2 Chicago. And he popped this one up. Behind home plate, Avila may have room. He does. That'll end the inning. Big inning, though, a 3 spot for Chicago. RBI single by Gordon Beckham, and then in the third, Connor Gillespie goes the other way to left center field, knocking in another run to make it 2-zip.
And Miguel Cabrera stepped to the plate in the fourth inning, hitting a solo shot into the outfield. Eugenio, a second career big league home run off a curveball of Noesi. But there's Connor Gillespie once again with another base hit, driving in another run. And of course, Abreu did the major damage in that inning, 2-run shot 400 feet from home plate.
And so now the Tigers are down 5-2 as Don Kelly starts it off here in the 6th inning. Here's that big fly that Jose Abreu had. Yeesh. Over 400 feet. That capped the scoring. There's a fastball that dives inside. 2 balls, 1 strike now on Kelly.
Pitch count in pretty good shape so far for Noesi. And pitching into the 6th inning, just 75 thrown.
Bouncer to the first baseman, and Abreu handles it. Kelly is 0 for 3. And that'll bring up Miguel Cabrera. Miggy with a solo shot in the 5th inning. Make it the 4th inning. It was his 12th of the year.
Miggy slowed down just a little bit here tonight with that tender left hamstring. They're calling it a cramp. He is day to day as far as when he'll go back to first base. But a lot of times when you have that type of injury with your lead leg, your front leg, you tend to land softly, and that puts you in a real good position to get some maximum bat speed through the strike zone like he did his first time up. Second time up today, excuse me.
Well, the Tiger home run leaders, you see Cabrera starting to climb now. 239. He is tied up with Rudy York. Lou Whitaker is next on that list.
He's going to be in the top 5 shortly.
No balls, 2 strikes on Cabrera, who has a crooked look at that last call.
Well, Miggy up there sitting on something soft because he hit the fastball out of the ballpark his last time up. And Noesi, first 2 pitches, both fastballs that Miguel let go by.
He'll shoot that one to right field.
Special. He's just special.
It'll be a 1-out single for the Tigers.
And Noesi tried to put him away. And with a changeup that's off the plate, Miggy simply reaches out, hits it right between Gordon Beckham and the shortstop Abreu.
So here is Martinez. Victor hit a ball deep back in the 2nd inning, chasing Eaton to the wall, who made a nice running catch on Martinez. Victor now 0 for 2. That's pulled foul. Martinez came in 3rd in the American League in hitting. He had fallen behind Alex Rios, who was leading the league, and then Robinson Cano. Martinez coming off a month of May in which he hit 370, and you talk about 2 guys that were just carrying the mail. Cabrera hit 380 in May, and the guy behind him hit 370. 372 to be exact. There's a drive into right field. That ball is hit well. That ball is up, and it's going to go. It's gone, a home run. Man, oh man, what a year it has been for Victor Martinez. That is 15 home runs already for Martinez. And the Tigers have their 3rd homer of the night.
That is also the 16th career home run for Victor Martinez in this ballpark. And that is a fastball that is right down the middle. Great concentration by Victor Martinez. As soon as he hit it, he knew he was gone, and Miguel said, "Thank you very much." That left tender hamstring, Miguel simply was able to trot home.
What do you make it of all this power this year for Victor?
His legs are much stronger than they've ever been. He's not catching much these days.
That's going to be an extra base hit, it appears, all the way to the wall down the corner.
And because he's not catching much these days, he has simply stayed fresh.
Well, Martinez hits number 15, which eclipses his total all of last year. He had 14.
He nearly hit one out earlier in the game. Eaton in center field made a really nice play on Victor.
Two-base hit for JD Martinez, his 6th of the year. Petrichka now warming up in the bullpen.
Victor is one of those guys that he just kind of knows when you're going to try to challenge him with something on the inner third of home plate. He just ever so slightly clears those hits out of the way. They call it cheating in the big leagues. He cheated with the hips, and by cheating, that kind of helps you bring the bat knob through the barrel, through the strike zone, and that direction that he takes with the bat is second to none as far as left-handers these days. We got two really big guys with a lot of power that very seldom overswing, and that will be Miguel and Victor Martinez. Very seldom do you see these guys overswinging.
Well, Victor's career high is 25 homers in a year, so he is on pace to absolutely shatter that. He not only is hitting home runs, but has had a record clip for him. Nick Castellanos lined out his last time up. Nice leaping play by Gillespie. Fouls that one off. And it's 0-2 on Nick. Well, it's supposed to be a cool night, meaning the ball wouldn't fly as much, but we've had 4 home runs now. 3 of them hit by Tigers.
Yeah, but you got to look who's hitting these home runs, too.
I tried to sneak one by you there.
Yeah, you did.
0-2. Now Noesi's 0-2 is swung out and missed, down to go. 2 gone. Hey, the Tigers face the Twins on June 15th at 1:08 p.m. Special Father's Day ticket packages include an upper box ticket and a blue Tigers cap. Buy the special package exclusively at Tigers.com/Father's Day. Bring Dad out to the ballpark. Here's Jackson. AJ 0 for 2. Noesi has just picked up his 5th strikeout of this contest. Ball 1. Martinez, the tying run at second with 2 outs. We're in the 6th. Been a slugfest so far. 5-4 is our score.
Jackson is seeing the baseball much better since he's gone back to his toe tap of a season ago, not the high leg kick, getting himself in better counts to hit in, not leaving the strike zone as frequently as he did in the month of May.
Fly ball ground out in this game. Ball high. There is more action now in the Sox bullpen. Scott Downs warming up along with Petrichka.
Noesi hadn't walked a batter yet tonight. He's in jeopardy of doing that.
And he did. 2 on, 2 out. It's going to bring up Avila. Robin Ventura has watched his team kind of hang around 500 most of the season. They are still certainly within striking distance of the Tigers.
And one of the reasons that Robin Ventura may not, he's going to his bullpen. I thought maybe he wouldn't because Noesi coming into play today, lefties hitting only .230 against him. Righties much better.
Well, he apparently doesn't care about those numbers, and he has made the call to the pen. He wants the left-hander. So Downs will be coming in. Wallside Windows pitching change. We'll be back. 5-4 is our score now, and so much so that the White Sox have gone to the bullpen. Here's Scott Downs to take over.
Downs has a couple of different fastballs, 2s and 4-seamers. Also throws a curveball. He's got a slider and also a changeup. Doesn't throw the changeup very much, nor does he throw the slider very often. Pretty much fastball, curveball.
So Downs, whose first major league season was way back in 2000, is facing Avila now, and Avila is 1 for 5 against him. With a strikeout, the Tigers have the tying run at second.
Usually starts off the left-handers with first pitch fastballs. Runner in scoring position, he might go to his curveball here against Avila. And he does.
Bounced it in, 1-0. Noesky threw 89 pitches in the game before departing.
They are still over shifting Avila, even though there's a runner in scoring position. Their shortstop, Alexei Ramirez, is directly behind the second base bag.
One ball, one strike. Noesky in this inning surrenders the 2-run homer to Victor. Then he gave up a double to J.D. Martinez, and he walked Jackson, and that was it for him.
It all started with the 0-2 base hit by Miguel Cabrera the opposite way on a changeup that was about 6 inches off the plate.
That's all it took, because Martinez then homered. Here's the 1-1. Pulled on the ground to second. Routine play there for Becker. So Downs comes on, records the out, and the Tigers settle for 2. They lead 2. Victor goes deep. 2-run shot, number 15 on the year. This one up considerably. It is 5-4. They left 2 men on in the 6th inning, but the home run by Victor Martinez has tightened it up. 5-4 ball game now. And Rick Porcello has new life as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Here are his numbers after 90 pitches. He's given up 80 hits, 5 runs, 4 strikeouts, and 1 base on balls. Here is Diaz that'll lead things off. Alejandro showing bunt, lays one down. It's a beauty, too. Porcello going to have no chance, and he throws it away. Diaz will head to second base. Rick knows he should have ate that one, and well, he didn't.
That is the third error of the game by the Tigers. And one by J.D. Martinez, one by Victor, now one by Rick Porcello.
It's a bunt single and an error on the play. 3 miscues for Detroit tonight. We'll bring up Tyler Flowers. Flowers 0 for 1 in the ball game, and here comes the skipper. Corey Knebel was warming up, and he's going to come into this game now. That's going to be it for Porcello, who is unable to retire the first batter. Wallside and Windows pitching change will return to Chicago. To come around a little bit, they are 32 and 31, 3 games back, and putting up a lot of runs tonight.
Yeah, they finally have started to play well. They got their second baseman back as well, Kipnis, and they have played well since he's come back.
So the Tigers have gone to the bullpen here. Corey Knebel is on now for Detroit.
And Knebel will try to strand that runner at second base with nobody out. I think had not Porcello made the error and De Aza was still standing at first base, Brad Ausmus probably would have left him in there to get a ground ball to get a double play.
But instead, the wild throw puts the runner at second, and now Knebel trying to put up a fire here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
And one of the things that Porcello will have to put into his memory bank the next time he sees the White Sox, they had 9 hits. 6 of those hits came on the first or second pitch of the at-bat. So they were very aggressive against Porcello because he doesn't walk many people.
So Porcello gives way to Corey Knebel, and here is Tyler Flowers with a man at second, nobody out. 1-run ball game. Flowers had a walk, and he scored a run. That base on balls led off the 3rd inning.
And Knebel cannot forget about De Aza out at second base. If you don't pay attention to him, he'll steal third base.
Tigers with 3 errors in this game, which ties a season high, the 3rd time they've done that this year. And Knebel misses low and away, 1-0. Corey made his big league debut on May the 24th against Texas. Opened the season at Double-A Erie. Really good numbers there. Then on to Toledo, and then on to Detroit. Flowers swings and misses. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's a really good pitch to throw to a right-hander who's trying to hit something to the right side of the infield with nobody out and a runner on second. You throw that slow breaking ball to see if they do make contact, and if he makes contact on that pitch, he's going to roll over something to third or to the shortstop, and De Aza would not be able to advance to third base.
Now he's going to try and bunt.
He has a job to do. He's going to do it the best way that he knows how to do it.
Corey Knebel appeared in just 45 games in the minor leagues. All out of the bullpen. There's more action now. Ian Kroll warming up in the Detroit pen. Strike call. Oh, it's 2-2 on Flowers.
That's a real nice curveball that Knebel's featuring here tonight at 81 miles an hour. His fastball gets all the way up to 95, so this is about 14-mile-per-hour differential from his heater.
Full count now, 3-2. Knebel last year was the closer at West Michigan with the Whitecaps in the Midwest League. He saved a total of 15 games last year and had an ERA less than 1. Followed that up with strong numbers in the minors this year prior to his call-up. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out, and Flower is unable to advance the runner.
He couldn't throw his fastball for a strike to Flowers, but he was able to throw that breaking ball for all 3 of the strikes. And then Flowers swung at 2 of those curveballs.
Here's Adam Eaton. He's been on base once tonight, tripled back in the first and scored a run. Ball 1. Tigers have Castellanos positioned in tight at third base on the cut of the grass. Eden struck out in his last at bat. Low and away, and the count goes to 2-0 on Eaton.
He has not thrown a fastball for a strike yet.
Or he wants to do baseball now. Knebel replacing Porcello here in the 6th.
He's thrown 8 pitches total. 5 fastballs, 3 curveballs.
Swing and a miss. There's the fastball at 94 that he threw by Eaton. 2 balls, 1 strike. Eaton came in struggling, 224 over his previous 20 games despite his triple to start things off here in the first inning tonight. He'll step out now as Knebel takes too long.
They would like to see him play a little bit more of a little man's game. Bunt on occasion. Concentrate on hitting the ball on the ground. Utilizing that really good speed that he has. Usually does the team no good when he elevates the baseball in the air.
Fouled off. Well, Eden does have speed. There's no question about that. We've established that. In fact, he stole 44 bags a couple of years ago in the minors. Brought in here to give the White Sox a leadoff man. One of the big differences in their lineup this year, along, of course, with Jose Abreu. White Sox holding on to a 5-4 lead. We're in the bottom of the 6th, 1 on, 1 out. Nothing happening down at second. Five runs, 9 hits tonight for Chicago. 4 runs, 7 hits, but 3 errors for Detroit. Bouncing ball left side, and it's going to get through. Base hit. They're going to try and score the run. Martinez's throw is off target. It's an RBI single for Adam Eaton, and it's a 6-4 ball game.
It's a nice at bat there by Eaton. And Knebel struggling with his fastball. A command here, has not thrown many strikes with the fastball. Eaton knows that. He gets a breaking ball up at the striking zone, and he's able to hit it right past the third baseman Castellanos.
Diaz scores from second base, and Eaton gets his second hit and his 18th RBI of the year.
And close the book on Rick Porcello tonight.
It's also going to be the 10th hit of the day for the White Sox. It's going to bring up Gordon Beckham. Gordon Beckham has had a huge day, but those 3 at bats against Porcello, 3 hits, including 2 doubles. And he fouls it back 0-1.
And nothing more important than after your team has scored a run, and then you coming out that next half inning and putting a goose egg up on the board for your squad. And Tigers scored 1 in the 5th. White Sox scored 3 that inning. Tigers scored a couple in the 6th, and the White Sox have countered with 1 more run.
Here's the 0-1. Way high. 1 ball, 1 strike on Beckham. First of 4 between these 2 ball clubs. Tigers and White Sox play a 4-game series here, and that's it for the road trip for Detroit. They'll come back home for the weekend. Verlander and Danks will go at it tomorrow night.
And Tigers in a stretch where the next 4 series will be against an American League Central opponents.
A little bit outside.
They'll see everybody. Minnesota, Kansas City, and Cleveland.
Tigers so far this year 12-9 against the Central. They were 47-29 against the Central last year. Tigers really have been better on the road this season. 6 over the 500 mark away from Comerica Park.
And very important for Knebel to keep his double play in order with Gordon Beckham in the batter's box. Eaton has speed, but he has stolen 5 this year, but he's also been caught 5 times.
Sliced back up the middle, diving stop. Kinsler to second, 1 in the relay, and double play.
Very nicely done.
Ian Kinsler diving to his right, a flip to Suarez, who completes the 4-6-3, ending the inning. Chicago, game one in this 4-game series. The White Sox have 10 hits. They lead 6-4, and the Sox now have a new pitcher on here in the 7th inning, and that'll be the right-hander Jake Petrichka.
They've got a pretty good bullpen. You look at Petrichka's numbers, he's doing his part. This is the 26th game he's been in, but he's got a 1.65 ERA. He does have 22 strikeouts, but he's also walked 18, so he can get a little wild.
So we'll see how the White Sox bullpen can respond here. Last time up, Suarez did some damage.
Got him a hanging breaking ball from their starter, Hector Noesi, and hits his second big league homer.
Tied the game at 2 at that point, and it's kind of been back and forth since. And so Suarez leads it off, then Kinsler and Kelly facing the right-hander Petrichka. We're in the 7th inning in Chicago, and Suarez looks at ball 1.
Yeah, Petrichka pretty much fastball slider to right-handers. He also has a changeup, but he throws that mainly to the lefties.
1-0 pitch in for a strike. White Sox have thrown the second most bullpen innings in the American League. Only Tampa has thrown more innings out of the bullpen than Chicago.
Yeah, they got to get their starters in order.
Nubbed foul behind home plate.
Although their bullpen is pitching very well as we speak, if they continue to log that many innings, it's not going to be good for Robin Ventura. The later the season goes.
6-4 Chicago in the lead. We're in the 7th.
Nice double play ball there thrown off the bat of Gordon Beckham by Knebel.
Way outside.
And a nice play by Kinsler, too.
Kinsler waiting on deck. 2-2 on Eugenio Suarez. Fell back. I mentioned a little bit earlier that Suarez's first major league hit was a home run. The first time a Tiger rookie had done that since 2009. Wilkin Ramirez. He had some massive power.
Yes, he did.
Hit one to center field at Comerica Park for his first big league hit. It'll be an easy roller there for Beckham. Suarez out of there, one gone. We'll bring up Ian Kinsler. Whatever happened to Wilkin Ramirez, you ask? Well, he's at AAA Rochester in the Minnesota system these days.
We saw him last year. He was in the big leagues at the beginning of the season last year for Minnesota.
Strike one on Kinsler. I really thought Ramirez was one of those guys that really had a chance to be a star in the big league.
He might be one of those late bloomers. I mean, he's a 5-tool talented guy. He can do everything on the baseball field.
1-1 strike on Ian.
He might be like Carlos Gomez of the Milwaukee Brewers, who's very talented as well. Late bloomer, who's performing real nice now for Milwaukee.
1-2 the count. Well, there's still time for him. He's 28 years old.
That would be late bloomer.
It's a little late on the clock, but it's not like he's 33, 34. Checked it, and it missed high. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's about as high as Petrichka will go with the fastball. 96.
Fouled away. Ian, a couple of flies to center and a pop-up, 0 for 3. Zach Putnam now warming up in the bullpen for Chicago. They are trying to protect a 2-run lead here in the 7th. Bouncing ball left side. Ramirez to his left. Kinsler is out, and he is 0 for 4 tonight, 2 away. We'll bring up Don Kelly. Kelly pop-up, strikeout, ground out. There's Putnam. Pulled on the ground to second. And the backhand, Beckham. Going to be a 1-2-3 inning. Petrichka gets him in order. Chicago 4-run, 7 hits for Detroit. Navy Pier in the background here in Chicago. By the way, if you need a gift for Dad, the MLB.com at Bat app and a subscription to its premium features on his favorite smartphone or tablet, well, they're the perfect gift for Father's Day. Dad will have access to features such as live look-ins, instant replay, live audio, free MLB TV, game of the day, and more. For more details, visit MLB.com today.
Sounds like a good gift to me.
Are you putting some feelers out there? Where's Ian Kroll?
Ian Kroll pitching his 31st game this year. Man, has he been out there a lot for the Tigers. He's been good. And 2.14 ERA, 16 strikeouts, 4 walks, fastball, curveball, his 2 main pitches.
So he will face Connor Gillespie here in the 7th inning. I was thinking about this the other day, Rod, with these struggles that Phil Koch has had early in the season. And Phil, of course, kind of straightened himself out against Boston. Where would the Tigers be really without Ian Kroll pitching those left-handed innings late?
Yeah, it would not be pretty. That's one of the reasons why he has so many appearances. 30, because there have been a lot of situations where Brad simply wouldn't use Phil Koch late. But if Phil Koch continues to pitch like he pitched yesterday against Boston, Brad Ausmus will find some innings for him.
It is Gillespie, Abreu, and Dunn here in the 7th. It is a 2-run game for Chicago.
That outing by Koch yesterday is the kind of outing that could turn your season around.
Gillespie is retired, 1 gone. Yeah, I mean, it came against David Ortiz. He got a big out against Ortiz. And
he sent it back out there for the next inning.
Right. But he was talking about how, you know, it's finally good to come up with like in a big situation in a game. It's one thing to come in a blowout and pitch well to try and get yourself straightened out, but to do it in that situation, that really helped. But of course, Big Papi had his way in the 9th inning. Ended up winning it. The game-winning home run for Boston. Here's Abreu, a 2-run shot in his last at bat. Ball inside.
Well, good thing they don't have to see Big Papi anymore this season. During the regular season, that is.
Yeah.
And probably the postseason, too.
Had enough of him.
They're 9 games out.
Giving up on Boston?
They're 9 games out. I wouldn't say give up, but they got a long way to go.
1 ball, 1 strike. That home run that Abreu hit in the 5th inning was the 3rd home run already this year that he has hit against Tigers pitching. He's got Verlander and Smiley and now Porcello.
And nothing cheap about any of the homers that he hit. 2 of those at Comerica Park, straightaway center field.
Here's the 1-1. That's going to get down the right field line. He cued one out there. Kelly goes over to play it. Abreu is on his way to second. He's got himself another hit. It's a double. Not nearly as impressive as the home run, but a double nonetheless.
We talked about Abreu at the top of the show today. He struggled on their West Coast swing through the Dodgers and the Angels. He was 1 for 12 in the Angels series, and he struck out 4 times yesterday. But as you see, when he's going well, their team's going well. Updated numbers from last year to this year with Abreu in the middle of that batting order. Runs are up. Home runs are up just a bit. Batting average with runners in scoring position also up.
So Abreu has yet another extra base hit for these White Sox tonight. They've had 11 hits total.
That last one was a little bit of an excuse me swing by Abreu. That was a ball that was up and in, and he simply was trying to fight it off, and he got himself a double down in the right field corner.
Had him done trying to knock him in. Strike call.
You don't want to leave that breaking ball over the heart of the plate. If you throw that breaking ball to Dunn, you need to get that ball off the plate outside. I mean, he could do some damage with this pitch if he was looking for it.
Each of the first 4 hitters in the White Sox lineup tonight with a multi-hit game. In fact, Beckham has 3 hits. Low and away. 1-2 on Adam Dunn. Sox top 4 hitters tonight are 9 for 16. All of their damage, for the most part, has come from the top of the lineup for Robin Ventura. Here's the 1-2. Outside 2-2. I was thinking both of the managers in this game tonight, Ventura and Brad Ausmus, show very little emotion on the bench. Both pretty even keel.
Great point.
Robin pretty much has the same look on his face the entire game.
I think their players appreciate that.
Here's the 2-2. And it's outside 3-2.
If you go fastball here, you got to make sure you get it up above the belt buckle. You don't want to go down with your fastball here to Dunn.
Ramirez on deck. Inside, and it hit him. Nope, it was ball 4. So Kroll ends up putting the runner aboard after getting ahead 0-2. Came up and in that time to Dunn. Now here's Ramirez. .338 with men in scoring position for Ramirez.
Hitting .250 against lefties, .335 against right-handers.
Strike 1.
Good change up there by Kroll.
Alexi Ramirez has hit safely in 27 of his last 31 here at home. We mentioned he has been the top performer at home in the American League this year. And he steps away from that pitch inside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
He's got a legitimate shot of making the All-Star team this year. It'll be the first time they've had a shortstop make the team since Ozzie Guillen was their shortstop.
Bouncing ball right side. Martinez backs up. Shovel toss to Kroll, who covers, and the runners will move up. 3-1 in the putout. Second and third now with 2 outs. Here's the updated balloting now in the American League as we check out what's happening in all-star voting. Robinson Cano is leading at second base now, and Cabrera is still leading at first.
Wieters more than likely will be replaced. He's going to see Dr. James Andrews tomorrow. That elbow is still ailing him.
Bautista right now getting the most votes among outfielders. And of course, Monday, July 14th, the Home Run Derby at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Tuesday, July 15th, 7:30, the All-Star Game on Fox.
Ian Kroll has been pretty good this year at limiting the base on balls. Therefore, Brad Osmus is not afraid to load the bases here.
Intentional walk to Viciedo.
He also has Reed warming up, so Reed might be the one to come in. Oh, he wouldn't do that. Not for De Aza.
Not for De Aza. So there's the intentional walk. Second walk in the inning for Ian Kroll. With 2 outs in a 2-run game here in the 7th. De Aza with the bases loaded career is .346. This year, though, he's 0 for 4. Abreu done. Viciedo. And now Viciedo will leave the bases. They'll get a pinch runner in.
Well, Sierra is a better defender, and he also runs better than Viciedo.
So put him at first base.
He's just happy to be pinch running.
Yeah, he is. I got in the game, coach.
Cheesing from ear to ear.
Home plate umpire Jeff Nelson marking down the changes on his lineup card. De Aza waiting to settle into the batter's box. Bases are loaded. Key spot here for Ian Kroll. Needs an out. Tigers are already down by 2 in the 7th. Fouled it off 0-1. Eleven hits in this game for Chicago, 7 for the Tigers. Detroit, though, has committed 3 errors. Way high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fouled off. So Kroll gets ahead 1-2. The threat started with the Abreu flare double down the right field line, then a walk to Dunn and an intentional walk to Viciedo. One and 2. Lifted in the air to center. Jackson moving over. Should end the threat, and it does. Kroll able to pitch out of it. They leave the bases loaded. Guess who's coming up? Miguel Cabrera will start things off in the 8th. You don't want to miss him. Fielder now for the White Sox. Moises Sierra will stay in the game and play out there. And Miguel Cabrera going to start things off in the 8th.
Yeah, Miggy stepped up in the 4th inning and got himself a fastball at about 94 down in the zone and hit it about 15 rows deep to left field against the starter this evening, Hector Noesi.
So it'll be Cabrera to start it off. The Tigers have done all of their scoring tonight via the home run ball. 3 long balls for Detroit, 2-run shot for Martinez, solo homers Suarez and Cabrera.
And Miggy batting .330 overall this season, hitting .353 coming into play today against right-handers. So those numbers have gone up.
Cabrera, Martinez here in the top of the 8th. Tigers down by 2. And Petrichka still out there for Chicago. Spins him out of there with strike 1.
Miggy has taken the first pitch tonight every single at bat, which is usually not like Miggy.
Down to the count 0-1 here. Petrichka had a 1-2-3-7. But he is facing the middle of the lineup here in the 8th. And the 0-1. 0-2. Here's the Tigers in-game box score. Cabrera, Martinez each with 2 hits. JD, that is, a single and a double. Ball high. One and 2 on Miguel Cabrera. Swing and a miss. So Cabrera goes down on strikes. 1 gone here in the 8th.
It's an 88-mile-per-hour changeup, located on the outside black, that he got Miggy to swing right through.
Looked like a painful swing. Petrichka now has retired all 4 that he's faced. And here is Victor Martinez. 6 strikeouts for Chicago pitching tonight. Victor looks at strike 1. The 0-1 is lined toward left field, slicing, and it is a fair ball. It'll one-hop into the seats, and that'll be a ground rule double for Victor Martinez. His 2nd hit of the ball game. That's going to be it for Petrichka. Zach Putnam has been warming up. And so as they make a pitching change, we'll be back.
foul line to foul line. He homered earlier in this game, and then he takes looks like a changeup fading away at the top of the zone and slices it the opposite way for a one-out double. Now let's take a look at the Jimmy John's freaky fast delivery of the game. This is Victor the last time up. And got something inside against Hector Noesi and cleared the hits out of the way. Hits his 15th home run of the season.
So the two-base hit by Victor Martinez giving Tigers some life here in the 8th inning, down 6-4. Here is the Ann Arbor Pioneer High School product, Zach Putnam.
18th game now for Putnam. He has a really good ERA as well. We told you the White Sox can really pitch. His last 15 games, sub-1 ERA for Zach. Victor Martinez with that 15th home run of the season and now has 15 strikeouts and 15 homers.
Pretty amazing.
And we're in June.
JD's single double in there for strike one.
Putnam has a couple of different fastballs. He's got the four-seam fastball that will get up to 92. His other fastball is a splitter, and he throws it often, and there it is, and it's nasty. At 85 miles an hour. And the bottom, it just came out of that pitch.
Zach Putnam in his high school days was the Gatorade High School Player of the Year and Mr. Baseball in Michigan. That was back in 2005. Went on to play for the University of Michigan. Ready with the 0-2. Checked it. Did he go? Negative. Laz Diaz said that he held up.
Good call by Laz. And something else that Putnam has done a very nice job of this year. He has a stranded 14 of the 15 inherited runners when coming into a game.
High and away, 2-2. Which I guess if you're going to judge relievers on that might be one of the big stats, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you're not closing.
Right.
Because usually closers don't inherit runners when they're coming into a game in the 9th inning. But for a 7th and 8th inning guy to strand those runners that the guy has left out there before you've come into the game is huge.
Belisario warming up in the bullpen right now for Chicago. They're going with Noesi tonight, then Downs, then Petrichka, and now Putnam. The particulars on Mr. Zach Putnam, 6'2", 225. Born in Rochester. Now the count has gone all the way to 3-2.
They've got a great arm in right field. And the youngster who just came in the game, Sierra. Eaton in center field has a really good arm as well. De Aza in left field. He's got an average big league arm. I only say that because Victor Martinez is on second base.
Swing and a miss. And Martinez goes down on strikes.
There's that splitter again.
2 gone. That is 7 strikeouts now for Chicago pitching tonight, and that'll bring up Nick Castellanos. Nick 0 for 3, fanned his last time up. Line out, ground out. Grounded foul, 0-1. Tigers did all of their scoring in the middle innings, 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th. They've gotten a double from Martinez here in the 8th, down by 2. They're 1 swing away from tying it up. They'll get away from Flowers, but not far enough, and the count goes 0-2 on Castellanos.
Something that Nick hasn't done a lot of lately, and that's leaving the strike zone and trying to make contact to pitches that aren't really hittable.
Two guys warming up now for the Tigers, Albuquerque and Reed. Castellanos waiting on an 0-2. Nick has seen 8 pitches tonight. He has swung at 7 of them. We'll see what he does here on an 0-2 pitch. Victory getting a little bit too far off the bag for Putnam's liking out there. Low and in. 1-2.
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at Comerica Park, Nick had 3 hits in each of those contests, and he was seeing a lot of pitches. He spreads out with 2 strikes, and he's been putting the ball in play, not as swinging as frequently early in the counts.
Just got a hold of that one to stay alive.
Today he's 0 for 3, and I guess that kind of sums it up. You said that a couple of pitches ago he had swung at 7 of the 8 pitches he had seen today.
Right. Very young hitter who has gone through streaks. Started off pretty well, then went through a downturn, but that last homestand, boy, did he really pick it up. 5 for 11, or make it to 11 for 19, I should say, in the homestand. Bumping his average up to 270 coming in. Swing and a miss, and he struck him out to end the inning. 8 strikeouts for Chicago pitching tonight. To you by Comerica Bank, a part of Detroit and the community since 1849. Your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDetroit.com. See why Chevy drives the Motor City. By Wallside Windows, the official window company of Fox Sports Detroit. And by AT&T, mobilizing your world. Back here in Chicago on a somewhat chilly evening here. Temperature was in the low 60s at game time, and we head now to the bottom of the 8th, where the Tigers have a new pitcher. It'll be Evan Reed.
At 24 1/3 innings so far logged by Evan Reed with a 4.44 ERA, 21 strikeouts against 8 walks. And he's got a big arm. The fastball will get all the way up to 98 miles an hour. He also throws a slider.
Tyler Flowers will start things off. Reed will face the number 9 hitter, and then Eaton and Beckham. Tyler Flowers has a walk and a run scored. He's 0 for 2 officially. Ball one missing inside. That first fastball from Reed at 94. Of course, he will touch 97, 98. Here's the 1-0. Couldn't hold up. 1 ball, 1 strike. 24 appearances now for Reed. The team leader is Jabba Chamberlain, 29. I take it back, Ian Kroll, 30, then Chamberlain, 29. Those numbers coming in. Kroll has pitched in this game. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2 on Tyler Flowers.
Yeah, you might as well throw him another fastball in that same area. And Flowers having a tough time catching up to that mid-90s fastball featured by Reed. Here comes another one. It's way too much.
Yeah. Flowers was not going to go fishing after that one. 2-2. JV on the hill tomorrow. Game 2 in the series. John Danks will oppose him. And the 2-2. Swing and a miss. See you later. Flowers is out of there. One gone right now. Let's send it down to Mickey York, who's got a preview of what's coming up tonight on Tigers Live. Mick.
All right, Maya, thank you very much. Eugenio Suarez continues to make it look easy. We'll catch up with the Tigers rookie following his second career home run. 3 errors have cost the Tigers tonight. Brad Ausmus will talk about a shaky night in the field, and Rick Porcello will weigh in on his evening as well. Trevor Thompson and Craig Monroe, your hosts from the Call Sam studio after the game on Tigers Live, guys.
All right, Mick, thanks. We look forward to that. Hopefully looking forward to a Tigers comeback tonight. They'll need a couple of runs in the 9th inning, it appears. Here's Adam Eaton, and he looks at a ball outside. Belisario is throwing in their bullpen. If he does come in, keep in mind that he's blown 3 saves this year, and all 3 of them have been here at U.S. Cellular Field. RBI single for Eaton in his last at bat. And that was a big hit because it turned a 1-run lead into a 2-run lead for Chicago. Also has a triple and a run scored. In there for a strike right at the knees. Top of the lineup has gotten it done tonight for Chicago. Their top 4 hitters, 9 hits, 6 RBIs. Here's the 2-1. 2-2 as Eaton is late on the mid-90s fastball. What do you think, Rod? Can Chicago hang this year with their starting rotation?
Well, they'll get some help. I think what they will do is they'll probably go out and try to find another starting pitcher. And they're right in this thing, just as all the other teams in the Central. They got a good bullpen. They got some arms in that bullpen.
That's slicing down the left field line. Martinez into the seats. He got it.
Nice play, J.D.
J.D. reaching into the second row to pull that one in. Out is signaled by Mike Everett.
We're going to make that our big boy, big play of the game. JD's been awfully busy in the outfield today. There's been lots of balls hit in his direction. Here he has nice concentration. Watches the ball in the glove as he goes halfway into the stands.
Two gone now for Gordon Beckham. It's been a big night for Beckham despite the double play ball he bounced into back in the 6th. He's had 2 doubles, a single, RBI, and a run scored. His average up near 300 now, 299. Wave and a miss. 1-1.
They needed this kind of year out of Beckham. Because really the last couple of years from an offensive standpoint, he's underachieved. He and their shortstop, Alexi Ramirez, are playing really good baseball these days.
He's been a real good defender. That has certainly never been questioned.
No doubt.
It's just offensively, I think they've expected more. And there's a swing and a miss.
#1 draft choice. Good college player. Here's our Xfinity high-speed pitch on Evan Reed. He has gotten up to 96 and as low as 84 with a slider.
Way outside.
Best fastball of the evening thrown for Ian Reed. Check that. Xfinity 97 is the high on Reed.
2-2. There's a foul back out of play. Correcting Infinity now, are we?
I sure did, didn't I?
2-2 the count. Waiting on deck is Connor Gillespie. Tigers, by the way, in the top of the 9th inning have Jackson Avila Suarez. 7, 8, 9 due up. Now Reed with the 2-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Evan Reed, a really good 8th inning, strikes out a pair, and here come the Tigers in the 9th. Tigers need a couple of runs here in the 9th.
Let's take a look at our Bell Tire pitch by pitch. Tigers have homered 3 times in this contest. Cabrera went deep in this game. Victor Martinez also went deep, along with the youngster Suarez hitting his 2nd big league home run. So Tigers have flexed their muscles here tonight against the White Sox, but they need to flex them a little bit more here in the 9th.
That they do, and they will try and do so against Ronald Belisario. The new pitcher is trying to record the save here in the 9th inning as Jackson leads it off.
He's got a good arm, and his fastball, it's not straight. I mean, it's the mid-90s fastball with some heavy sink on it.
Belisario, big boy, 6'3", 240, and he throws a strike on the outer edge, 1-1. Former Los Angeles Dodger. Made 77 appearances out of the bullpen last year for L.A.
Fastball gets all the way up to 97 miles an hour.
Driven toward right field, and it's going to be by the right fielder. Sierra's going to go to the warning track, and Jackson will go to second. He is in, standing up.
That ball had to get caught in the lights for the youngster, Sierra. It's a hopeless feeling as an outfielder. It looked like he had a beat on it last minute. He turns his head.
Yep, right there. Ooh,
did not want to get hit in the face.
That is scary, man. That's a double for Jackson.
Been there, done that.
So the Tigers now get it going here in the 9th inning with a 2-base hit. Sierra certainly is a better outfielder than Viciedo, but he just got caught in the lights there. Not a whole lot he could do.
You brought this up earlier, the fact that Belisario has blown 3 saves, all of them right here at the cell in Chicago. It's amazing how some guys can pitch that 7th and they can pitch that 8th inning and they can look really good doing so. But trying to get those last 3 outs of the game, it takes a special kind of pitcher to be able to do that and do it over a length of time consistently.
Yeah, that's the key word there, consistently. Avila drives one in the air toward left, slicing, foul ball. Leadoff 2-base hit by Jackson here. Tigers down by 2. A 1-for-3 night so far tonight for Avila. Belisario, born in Maracay, Venezuela.
Tigers happy Putnam's out of the game. He struck out the side in the 8th. Struck out 2, excuse me. He came in after the double. Cabrera did strike out the lead off that inning against Patricia.
Here's the 1-1. Fly ball left field, hit pretty good. Backing up De Aza, track ball, leaps, can't get it off the top of the wall. A run will score. Jackson is in. It's a double for Avila, and it's a 1-run game.
I think De Aza got caught not necessarily knowing where he was in left field, because it looked like he got back there in plenty enough time to make that play. But when he jumped, his jump was not close to where the ball landed. It'll be the 10th double of the year for Avila. Let's take a look at it. Looked like he was there in plenty enough time, and he jumped and just whiffed at it.
Wow. It looked like he overran the ball a bit and then tried to twist his body.
And it looked like it hit his glove.
So Rajai Davis will come in a pinch run now. He is the tying run at second base. And that's 2 catchable balls in this inning. One that got lost in the lights, and the other that bangs off the wall in left.
And sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Let's see what the Tigers do with Suarez here. They've got Davis, the speedster, down at second base.
They're pinching him on the corners like he's going to bunt, but the way he's been swinging the bat, give him one swing to see if he can drive in Rajai.
High fly ball center field. And this will be caught by Eaton. Runner will tag. Davis coming to third base, and he is in there.
Told you Eaton can throw from center field. Nice at bat by Suarez, the rookie. This is textbook for you kids at home, getting behind the baseball, getting your momentum carrying you back to where you need to make the throw. You can airmail the cutoff man because there's no other runners on base to advance because you missed the cutoff man. But the way he got behind that ball and got prepared to throw is the way you do it.
So the tying run at third with 1 out, 6-5 ball game, and here is Ian Kinsler with the infield coming in.
Craig Monroe would have been proud of Eaton there. He talks about that all the time.
Bouncing ball slowly, left side, bobbled there, but picked up by Ramirez. That's a foul ball.
Yep. Home plate umpire. And Jeff Nelson called it right away. He's also got that protective guard on. He probably heard it.
Runner at third, infield in. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Grounded foul, and it's 0-2.
That's that 95-mile-per-hour fastball barreling in and down and in to Ian Kinsler on back-to-back pitches from Belisario.
Torrey Hunter has moved to the on-deck circle for the Tigers. Kelly was due next. There's Davis, the tying run at third base, the pinch runner. Back-to-back doubles here for the Tigers in the ninth, making it a one-run game. Ground ball, foul ball. Oh, is it close? And right there was Mike Everett emphatically signaling foul.
He's right there. He's trying to dodge the baseball and make the call at the same time.
It's about as good a look as you can get. 0-2 on Kinsler. Tigers now have 10 hits up on the board. Way outside. Belisario having trouble here in the ninth. There's the possible pinch hitter, and Torrey Hunter waiting on deck. And the 1-2. Got him. Strike three. Kinsler is caught looking, and he cannot believe it. What a huge strikeout there for Belisario. How close was it? Let's take a look. Oh, Ausmus didn't like it. You don't see Brad really say a whole lot. He's jawing right now with Jeff Nelson. Nelson has taken his mask off.
Brad was so upset he forgot to announce the pinch hitter.
And Cabrera had to come out and do it.
Well, we talk about Miggy all the time and just how good he is and how smart he is in his baseball IQ. He didn't get caught here. Fastball 96. It is up and it is away. And so Kinsler did have a beef, and that's why Brad Ausmus was so upset.
So now the infield back, and it's going to be Torrey Hunter trying to deliver the tying run.
That may be a first for me. Position player announcing the pinch hitter.
Never seen it. I've never ever seen it. Well, just hit one out here, Torrey, and just give him the lead. Bouncing ball foul, third base side.
And Belisario, for the most part, every single pitch he has thrown since coming into the game has been that mid-90s sinker ball. And I mean, it's got a lot of late life on it.
Hunter batting for Kelly. Torrey this year with 2 outs, men in scoring position, 308. Here's the 0-1. Torrey this year 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter. Ooh, a huge swing and down he goes. Now it's 1-2. He wanted to hit that one to the moon. 1 for 4 career against Belisario. Here comes the crowd now with 2 strikes in the count. 1-2. Up and in. Almost hit him. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, if Hunter can get on here, you've got Cabrera waiting on deck. Miggy with a couple of hits tonight, including a homer. Bouncing ball left side, fielded by Gillespie, and the White Sox will hold on. In the inning, 1 run on 2 hits. The Tigers make it close, but they will fall in game 1 of the series. Final score tonight from Chicago, 6-5 White Sox. We shall be back to U.S. Cellular Field. Round 1 goes to the Sox.